Chapter 10, The Librarian. Eckhart Tolle, remember that your perception of the world is a reflection of your state of consciousness. This chapter is where I introduced to you the concept of consciousness. And, looking back at the first chapter, Shut Up Mind, you are not your mind's a part of you, you are the awareness. Okay. Awareness is actually intelligent. It's consciousness. So this is a really interesting chapter because there's a little bit of science in it and there's some spirituality in it as well. But I'm trying to present it in a way that you can sort of gather the concept. And we take you on a bit of a journey here around who you are as a human being. And what we ultimately find that you are made of more space than you are of matter, okay? And that space actually has a gravity, it has a field, it has an intelligence. So that space is what we call consciousness. That space is what we call awareness. So when we're looking at it through the eyes of awareness, through the eyes of consciousness, that's ultimately what we are. This is something that is permanent within our lives. Everything else that we have, the body is impermanent. As I explained through the chapter, you're made of over 70 trillion cells. Every second, 300 million of your cells expire, 300 million are created. So you are not the same person that you are or that you were when you first started watching this video, let alone when you first started to read the book. So you are constantly changing. Okay, there's only one part of you that is existent from the time that you're born to the time that you die, and that is the cells in the retina of your eye. But notice how you don't identify yourself as the cells in the retina of your eye. You actually identify yourself as this whole being. But this whole being is really impermanent. It comes and it goes, and it's transitory in nature. The one thing that has stayed with you through your whole life is the space that exists between the cells. And the librarian is it's a metaphor of what that space is. And that space is you are a localized form of consciousness and you're connected to the universe, which is an unlocalized form of consciousness. And this is the concept that you are connected to everything. It's the concept of oneness, okay? And hopefully I've been able to present it in a way where you'll be able to at least contemplate it. Now the exercises for this week is, well, that's great, Maurice, I'm consciousness, what do I do with it? If you are consciousness and there's this connection to the greater universe, the unlocalized form of consciousness, then how do I communicate with that? And the way that I communicate with that is actually through my intuition. And this week, you're going to sit with yourself and tap into your intuition. That really beautiful, quiet voice that speaks from the heart, not necessarily from the head, because remember the head is based upon the fear, safety and survival, okay? It's going to be very much a threat-based perspective, whereas the heart, it's connecting, there's union, okay? So this will be an interesting experience for you this week, okay? So try to tap into the intuitive process that you are, okay? Interesting week for you. I'll see you next week.